Boom, a boom, boom. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meals, nutritious meals. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. His food is so good.
Dexter has invited us here as part of our Chef Trek Adventure series. And we are in the very church where we just recently did a show with Troop 512 from here. And it's all about, as we say, our 4 F's: faith, family, friends, and food. Dexter has graciously been on a past show as our Cooking at Home segment as we did Flavors of the Islands. Now, Dexter, you know my brain doesn't remember things. What did you do for that show?
I made traditional Filipino dish, which was chicken afritada.
Yes.
Yes. It was quite yummy.
Yes, it was. And that show went very well. Okay, Dexter, now what are we starting with?
Oh, first I'm going to make a traditional pastry cream. Pastry cream is very, well, not basic. It could be so versatile. I mean, you could put it in like in a stuffing for a cake, or for a Boston cream donut or pie. That's in it. Tarts, of course. It could be a filling for a Danish. It's very versatile. It's very common in a pastry kitchen or bake shop.
Very good. Now, what's the first thing we start with? I see you have milk in your hand.
Yes, whole milk. I'm going to start with the whole milk. I'm going to have that boil.
So basically, you just added a quart of milk, correct?
Yes, 1 quart of milk.
I'll take that empty bottle there.
Sure.
Thank you. Now, Dexter, I see you too are using the New Wave induction burner. We know the company that's one of our national sponsors, Healthcraft, is now partnering with New Wave. So actually, it's a privilege that we're using that because it's part of our sponsorship. Now, I see you're using whole vanilla beans as opposed to extract.
Of course, it's a much better flavor than the actual.
Of course it is.
From the bottled ones. And I like to split my vanilla bean in half, and then scrape off the seeds.
Alrighty. Now you're going to use that entire bean or just part of it?
The whole thing goes in.
Okay, seed included. Very good, very good. So this means we'll have a nice, rich vanilla flavor.
Put it in the boil.
Okay, now we're boiling our quart of milk. Then I see you're about to incorporate some eggs.
Yes, in a cooking bowl. 3 eggs.
So now we're bringing our milk to a boil.
Yes.
And you are incorporating your egg, and that was 3 eggs, correct?
Correct. And then I'm going to add ½ pound of sugar to the
Okay.
eggs.
Now I'm noticing, and we're getting a good shot, that sugar in that egg is emulsifying on its own. So I'm trusting that once that milk gets to a certain temperature, it will continue to thicken. Am I not correct?
The milk, actually, no. The milk does not actually thicken like cream.
Okay.
Actually, it'll just evaporate like water.
All right.
Yeah.
So it will cook down then?
Exactly, yes.
All right.
And then I'll add a teaspoon of salt to the egg and sugar.
So far we're a quart of milk, which is boiling, 3 eggs. You said a ½ pound of sugar?
Yes.
And how much salt was that? A teaspoon of salt.
Right.
Now you'll find that on our website cheftrek.net, you'll find our shows and you'll find all the recipes for all of our shows. So this recipe will be posted with our other recipes along with pictures.
And then we're going to add 2.5 ounces of
Cornstarch.
And it's going to be our thickening agent.
Very good.
Once your milk's about, almost boiling and it's kind of scalding hot, you want to take a little bit at a time and put it into your egg and sugar mixture and slowly incorporate the milk. And you gotta whisk visibly. If not, you're gonna have scrambled eggs.
And we'll have scrambled eggs later. Now, I like the way that's thickening up, because see, I was thinking the other way of adding that to the milk, but no, this works out much better.
When the mixture is tempered, you can add the whole thing.
Aha. Marvelous.
Now it's safe to pour into your milk. If you've done so by just pouring the egg mixture in the milk, you'll definitely get scrambled eggs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If it boils, will it change the texture?
Yeah, it's gonna incorporate some air into it. Yeah, you want it like a consistency of like a pudding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like pudding.
Why don't we need to stir the milk as it's heating up? 'Cause it won't scorch on the bottom if it's heating without stirring.
Actually, milk doesn't really scorch because it's very thin, unlike cream.
Okay.
Yeah. But then again, depending on how high of the temperature you have, you probably will.
If you're not using an induction cooktop.
Yeah, that's true.
True, true, true.
That's very true. Yeah, this is taking longer than I thought it would be. It's the first time I'm actually using an induction with this method. Usually I use gas.
Now, Dexter, this seems to be coming along very nicely. I'm just going to recap again on our ingredients. 1 quart of milk, 3 eggs, a half a pound of sugar, teaspoon of salt, and am I missing some? Oh, and of course, our fresh vanilla.
Yes.
Our whole bean vanilla. Now, for those of you, what was that?
And your cornstarch for thickening.
And the cornstarch, thank you, Rich. And even though Dexter has used the whole bean of the vanilla bean, for those of you that are used to using vanilla extract or even imitation, feel free to use what you're used to working with. But a lot of times on our shows, we want to present alternative things. But if you do a comparison between this same pastry cream made with whole vanilla bean as opposed to the regular liquid, it's going to be so much better. It's so much richer in flavor.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're about done.
Now, in a very short time, this is thickened up very nicely. And as we see, Dexter is constantly giving a stir because if not...
Right now you gotta keep it stirring. If not, it's actually gonna burn the bottom.
Yes, it can, as the young lady said, it could scorch.
Yes.
Now, Dexter, after we get the cream done, what's the next thing you move to? You're doing your actual doughs?
Yes, I'm gonna also teach them how to make short dough. Short bread dough.
How short is it?
That's what it is. It's like something's missing.
Thank you. You've been very helpful. But just to prove you correct, Mr. Dexter, and very often you are, we have a mini donut, Boston cream. And these donuts came from our sponsor, Rockland Bakery of New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. And we're going to cut this open and... Hey, Dexter, lo and behold, look at there. It looks just like it, but I'm quite sure yours tastes much better. So now you're moving to dough land, correct?
Yes, I am. Right.
And what's the first thing you need, Mr. Dexter?
First, I'm gonna combine butter and sugar together in a mixing bowl.
There's your butter and your sugar. Do you need this 1 egg?
Yes, I do. Great.
Now, how much butter are you incorporating in there?
14 ounces of butter.
Okay.
You also can use margarine, but margarine doesn't have the same type of, flavor.
No, less flavor.
Like butter is always better.
Yes.
But there's a setback on using butter. This dough is very finicky. Like if it's too warm, you can't really use it. If it's too cold, it gets really hard from the butter. So you have to have the perfect temperature. That's why I had it out, because it was from the refrigerator, and I had it out too long. So now to put it back in the cooling area.
And that won't take too long for it to get cool again. So now you said 14 ounces of butter.
Correct.
Room temperature.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Salt butter.
very good, thank you.
Sugar.
Thank you.
And you can also add your single egg.
Mm-hmm.
This. There you go. Thank you.
Certainly.
And you want to use a good one for this for your mixer. And just put it on close here until you wait for all the ingredients to be incorporated. Once you have your sugar and butter incorporated, you can add the flour lastly.
And here we are. This is, what, about 4 cups of flour? Estimating.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Okay, 3.5 to 5 cups of flour.
Yes.
Certainly.
Thank you. And you want to blend this until they're incorporated nice and smooth.
So now we have used vanilla twice, vanilla extract in your dough and vanilla bean, and the seeds went into the basic pastry cream. All right.
And that's about done right there. Get an idea. It's very sticky, very buttery.
Yes. Now we're gonna put that on a half sheet pan, you said?
Correct.
Now,
Then this is probably good for like maybe 4 pies.
okay, we're back, and we're here with my buddy Dexter, and we're doing, what are we doing again, Dexter?
Oh, we're making a frittata, remember?
No, I know we're doing that, but what else? Why are we here again?
Oh, we're making fruit tarts also.
Fruit tarts, and we have students here. It's
Yes, we do.
wonderful. Now, in addition to the fruit tart, we're going to do a nice little breakfast frittata. And we've got some finely chopped onions, and that's about 2 cups. And actually, right, 1.5 cups. And we have some bacon, which has been diced.
Turkey bacon?
Not turkey. People that know me, when I say bacon, that means pork. Yeah, I have nothing wrong with those other types of bacon, but yes, exactly. Now, we're gonna bounce up our temp to about 350. And we are once again using our New Wave induction burner, but this time we are using a cast iron pan. Stainless steel and cast iron are one of the few things that will work on this. If a magnet doesn't adhere to it, you cannot use it. So that means ceramic pans, copper, aluminum will not work with this. One of the main reasons that I'm using these is because when we do our studio show, open flame is not allowed in the studio. We have a quart of liquid eggs. Now, of course, you can use fresh eggs. You can use whatever you want. But we're using what is handy at the moment. And we've already started to saute off our onions. And we have already, our bacon and onions were actually slightly pre-cooked. So it's cutting down on our cooking time. And we're gonna go full tilt on this, 425 degrees. I am gradually stirring this so our eggs don't scramble too quick. Because what's gonna happen is this is gonna get finished in the oven anyhow. But now we will incorporate our cheese, and we've been dealing with anywhere from a cup to a cup and a half. And by adding our cheese, it's beginning to thicken this up a bit. So we started with about a tablespoon of butter. We added our onions. We added our bacon, and then again, it's whatever meat you may want, or you might want to go meatless. We added our eggs, and the last little biz we're going to do is just a wee bit of salt and pepper. And if I were to measure this, which I did not, it might be about an eighth to a quarter of a teaspoon. And basically, this is done, and it will go into the oven. And we'll take a look at this later on. But right now, we will continue with Tartland. Very good. All right.
You want to cover the whole pan, the bottom, and the walls also.
I need a scotch bit more.
A little more though?
Yeah.
She sets a wonderful table, and I do the cooking. We make a heck of a team.
That's what it's about. Now, Dexter, what do we got here?
Well, we took the dough that we made, and we measured at roughly at 10 ounces, and rolled it out with the help of flour and wax paper right on top, and put it in the pans, and then we're gonna bake it off.
Now, about how long will we have to bake this?
About 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 mints, okay.
Until golden brown. It's just for looks, that's all. Not actual, And you want to roll out to maybe a quarter-inch thick, or if you want it thicker, it's fine. You know, it's your part.
So we're going into a 350-degree oven.
Correct.
For about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes. Or until golden brown.
All right.
Okay.
Dexter, what are we up to here now? Fruit?
Well, while our crust is baking in the oven, we're going to prep our fruit. And here we have a pineapple. And
Are you sure?
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Anyhow, my lovely wife, Kathy, has washed the strawberries. Always wash your berries, no matter what. And dry it up really good so it doesn't leave any streaks or anything on your tarts. Anyway, moving on to the pineapple. I like to cut the head off first and then the end. Then you peel it, like so. Cutting all the eyes out at the same time. And you can do this with any fruit. You can do the watermelon,
cantaloupes,
honeydews, any melon at all. You can do it with apples, kiwis, plums if you really need to, and grapes.
I was going to say, can you peel my grape later?
And if you miss the other side, you just flip it over and do a little trimming.
Marvelous.
Try to get some of these eyes here too.
And we just recently did grilled pineapple on a recent show. And you go over your knife safety, as we always do, and talk about trying to get as much of this brown eye out as possible. And you've done a very good job. Marvelous.
Oh, I forgot. If you've never used a knife before, always try to keep your fingers back.
Very good.
All right. Cut it in half, and another half, and then try the core, and get one of these.
So you're going in quarters, then you're cutting the core away, correct?
Correct.
Marvelous. Simply marvelous.
Oh, and that's the way you should hold a knife. Not like this. You get more control of this one.
Absolutely. So quartered, and then you do a nice slice to get rid of the core.
Yeah. Here we are. And just get a few debris off. Pineapple. Thanks, Del.
Certainly.
Here's the tricky part. I like to use like half moons on the tart, but you want to cut them like to identical to each other, so you have this flowing fruit on your tart.
So now you're going to cut that about how thick?
About like that thick. It's about what, a fourth of an inch.
About a quarter of an inch.
Yeah. So. And what I like to do is, once you get that cut, you put it in your knife again, and you just gently push it.
Marvelous.
And there you go. That's the start of it. If you have a rectangle tart pan like I do, that's really easy. With, again,
with the round, you
round.
have to
Yeah.
assemble it somewhat. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our crust while you're continuing.
Yes, please do.
And we are not quite there yet, but we're very close. Dexter, I'd say like maybe another 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, about another 5. Should have set your timer.
Again, it's like the strawberry has like almost like a two-dimensional. So you want the most surface. So cut it this way. Again, try to cut them identically. Of course, you can't really use the ends, but you can eat them later.
come to a conclusion here. It's tart time. And here's what we have. Now, Dexter, you remember the messed up crust I had? You can't tell now because it's covered. All right, Dexter, what have you in the... First of all, Dexter, who is this wonderful woman next to you that you keep referring to and we haven't seen?
Oh, this is my wife, Kathy.
It's such a pleasure. Now, what have you come up, because I noticed you have the different shaped one. So what all have you put in there? Well, no, you didn't do anything. She put it in.
Well,
You have a little bit of everything, it looks like.
There's,
Marvelous.
Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, pineapple, and a few grapes thrown in there.
Marvelous. And what have you gotten here?
I've just got strawberries, blueberries, and pineapple.
All right. And next we have...
Pineapple, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries,
And also...
same as everyone else. Pineapple, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries.
And on the end, what bit of fun have we gotten?
Blueberries, pineapples, strawberries, and raspberries.
Marvelous. Now, I find this to be a lot of fun, very easy, and everyone gets a chance to show their creativity. So personally, I think you should all give yourself a big round of applause. Marvelous, 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 marvelous. Now, real quick, Dexter, we're going to recap. We started with our crust. No, actually, we started with our pastry cream. That was a quart of milk.
Correct.
Half a pound of sugar.
Vanilla bean. One vanilla bean.
One vanilla bean, seeds included.
Yes.
Teaspoon of salt.
Yes.
And how much cornstarch was that again? About a cup and a half?
But 2 ounces and a half.
2.5 ounces, okay. So that's how that was done. Then we did our dough. And our dough was, once again, flour, 1 egg,
1 egg,
sugar, and what else was in that?
Butter.
And butter. And butter. So,
and, a teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. Folks, it's been a wonderful time. We've come to this wonderful church, and what is this wonderful place once again? Someone tell me.
Covenant United Methodist.
And we are in, is this Springfield, Delaware County. And as I stated, troop number 512 is from here, and they're very dear to my heart. Folks, we've been on another Chef Trek Adventure series. Faith, family, friends, and food, our 4 Fs. Once again, Dexter has joined us for another episode, and he invited us here, and we hope to come back here again. So, once again, thank you, bless you all, and let's give us all a big round of applause, because we've all done a wonderful job. Till next we meet, friends, I bid you peace. Chef Delmer, Chef Dexter out. Bless you all.
Boom, boom, boom. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meal, nutritious meal. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. His food is so good, good. Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track, Chef Track. His food is so good. Chef Track, Chef Track. Boom, boom, boom. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's shaking and baking and mixing and fixing nutritious meal, nutritious meal. He's Chef Track on the fast track. He's Chef Track on the fast track. His food is so good, good. His